I learned a lot over time. And, what Inga and I did was combine ourselves, our talents, and then we really realized, hey, we can do this together as a company. We can make other people learn and grow. And as Inga said, I'm really passionate about helping others, especially those of diverse background. Me myself being diverse, I feel that it's very important for us to all have a strong financial background. And I was able to learn that on my own, but I realized, hey, some people don't want to learn it on their own. They want to help.
Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library. And one of the things that I have the privilege of doing is talking to people who do great things in the area of finance and really making a difference to help people understand the options that they have and just get a good foundation and just become literate when it comes down to money. So I'm excited to talk to the cool money coaches today. And we're going to definitely talk about their journey, their story, and just the great things that they are doing, because similar to my business, they started in 2020 and they're doing great things. And so I'm excited to jump in. So we have Martin Sanchez and we have Inga Andreyeva on, and I'm excited to jump into it. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very excited to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, before we jump into the details of, your awesome business that you're doing, tell us a little bit about your backgrounds, and let's start with Inga first. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, again, thank you for being here. It is great to come together to discuss a business and what we're doing in the communities. A little bit about me. My background is in accounting and finance. Always a business major, loved all aspects of business, but also loved the aspects of business of helping others and understanding the impact we can make when we have the knowledge, the financial knowledge to both impact personal lives and business lives. My career kind of has gone all over within the space of marketing, within sales, but really honing in on the customer and the experience, and all that bringing into to Cool Money Coach, and that's where we're at today. I graduated with my MBA along with Martin back in December.
Nice. So Martin, she already started to tell a little bit of your story, so you got to fill in the gaps for us a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So as Inga said, we're both MBA graduates as of last year during the pandemic. I also have a different path. I am an engineer as well. So I have a computer engineering degree as a bachelor's degree. And I combine that with my my engineering talents but also the business expertise. And where the Cool Money Coach comes from, I'm an avid investor. Well, when I started at my day job, I really wanted to dive deep in investing, and I found it became a really big hobby for me. And I spent hours and hours and hours pouring money, losing money, gaining money, all this kind of things. And I learned a lot over time. And what Inga and I did was combine ourselves, our talents, and then we really realized, hey, we can do this together as a company. We can make other people learn and grow. And as Inga said, I'm really passionate about helping others, especially those of diverse background. Me myself being diverse, I feel that it's very important for us to all have a strong financial background. And I was able to learn that on my own. But I realized, hey, some people don't want to learn it on their own. They want to help or they want to coach. And that's kind of where my background comes. I combine some of my engineering mindset along with that business to help people understand from all walks of life.
Oh, that is amazing. I love the way, like I said, you guys blend your backgrounds together. So, what really led you guys to the decision of saying, like, what, there's so many different ways you could have gone about, addressing the problem that your business is aiming to solve. And you could have gone at it alone. But what was it that made you guys decide, hey, what, this is the way we want to approach it, and we want to approach it together?
That's great. I'll take it, and then I'll punt it over to Inga. So I think that we decided that, hey, we're both passionate about this, and we both were financially savvy on our own independently before we even knew each other. I think that Inga and I have always stressed, not having debt on our own, and doing a lot with the money that we already have, having it work for us. And then we realized, well, hey, this is a passion for us. We enjoy giving out tips. We enjoy helping our family and our friends, and people listen to us. So why don't we do something where we make a brand and combine our talents, right? Inga talked about how she has a financial background per trade. I have an engineering background. I was like, well, I can help do the website stuff. I can do the technology piece. That's something that I love to do. And then I love obviously investing. I'm happy to talk about that. And so we took kind of these passion projects and then we just turned them into, let's make it one. Let's learn and grow together. Let's combine our talents and let's work towards a common goal.
Nice, nice. Inga, any perspective on that?
Yeah, I think the only thing I just want to really emphasize is the common goal. What makes our teamwork extremely successful, I mean, certainly with its challenges, but every challenge we approach first understanding the common goal, and then having different viewpoints only makes us better and stronger and try new things. But essentially it was meshing our two strengths, understanding where we're weak and then helping each other along the way, but all towards that goal that we're so excited to like achieve together.
Absolutely. And, it's something very interesting that I notice in interviewing so many different business owners. I find a lot of people, they either went at it alone, but the few that actually took on, let's say, a partner or, that they're working through it together. One of the things that they talk about is that being able to work with their strengths from each other. And so how did you guys work through just, I guess, that pitfall that a lot of people face is, with their own ego of knowing like, hey, you know what, when is it okay for me to take a step back to say, hey, you know what, you're stronger than me. Let me lean on your skill set versus, hey, I'm stronger in this. Like, how did you guys manage that dynamic?
That's a great question. And it's something that Inga and I have been lucky to kind of work on together. One of the background on us was we did our graduate school together, and so her and I worked in many different business settings, and we kind of learned over time, like, okay, this is what Martin's good at, this is what Inga's good at. And, we had this kind of almost practice before we went into business together. And I think for us, it's almost natural. As I said, I'm an engineer, so it's like anything technology, like setting up the website, like that's just Martin's domain. Like he'll take care of that. And then for me, I kind of lack in some of the presentation skills. Like I'm not as good on Canva or making a nice presentation. So I'm like, Inga, that's your domain. You're the marketer. You take care of that. I'm happy to go work on technology. And I think it paired really well. I think Inga has some really strong talents where I am very weak. And then I think I have some talents where maybe she's like, oh yeah, let him take care of that. I have no problem with it. And because we had the 2 years of graduate school working on projects in a lower, setting, like we're working on a school project together, it's much easier to learn and less lower key, lesser stakes. And then when we did it for real, we already knew, okay, this is our role and we're totally happy with it.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So now I want to talk a little bit about, the people that you guys help. Can you tell us a little bit about, like I said, what that's been like of being able to see and realize the impact that you're having on, all the people that you're helping?
Yeah, I think I'll kick it off. I think it's extremely rewarding. It's extremely rewarding. We believe that knowledge is power, and that's what we're providing. We're providing knowledge. We're providing someone the information they need to impact their life long term. And I think that is the most rewarding and exciting part about our company. And seeing that and having people come back and our customers and clients come back and say, like, I did this and this is the result. It just stimulates us to continue and keep going.
Awesome. Now, I guess if people are looking to say, what you guys are doing, it sounds great. I want to get involved. Like, are there any prerequisites for people? I mean, to know that, hey, the Cool Money Coach is the right fit for me. Or I guess, how do you guys kind of work through that?
Yeah, I think that number one, there are no prerequisites. I think we appeal to all walks of life and wherever they're at, we meet them where they are. And I like the question, like, how do I know if Cool Money Coach is right for me? I think for us, we are trying to empower, right? We are trying to put the knowledge and everything in front of our clients so that way they feel comfortable. and give them that mentorship and a coach, right? A coach is not going to do the work for you, right? If you go to the gym and you ask the coach to help you train, what are they going to do? They're not going to lift the weight for you, right? They are going to show you good techniques. They're going to walk with you, maybe help your form a little bit, but they're not doing the work. You are doing the work. And that's where the financial coaching comes in. We do not do the work for the client, right? They are the ones that are ultimately making the decisions. They own their own money. And we just say, hey, this is what a 401k is. This is how it is used. Here's how it will affect your life. And here's how much, people in your age bracket normally contribute. And then we empower them to make that decision, because we feel that it's important for the long run for the individual as well, right? We're not in it to make the money and get out and leave their lives. We want to see them succeed for life. And that is the point of a coach, right? They're along the way. And as Inga said, it's great. And it gives us energy to hear back from our clients and say, hey, I was on Cool Money Coach. I had a coach, and now look where I'm at. I'm totally versed in this. I have all my resources, and I come to your website more and I learn more, and it keeps empowering me. And that's really our goal. We're looking at the next generation and empowering them to make their own decisions.
Awesome. Awesome. So now, do you guys do any events where people can learn a little bit more about you guys to get more familiar with, what it's like working with you guys?
Yeah, certainly. We do various events throughout the year, depending on kind of the need and where we see our a best fit. So we'll be at universities, and throughout last year, and early this year, we've had an opportunity to speak at a few universities, to speak to students, really that younger generation that's kind of getting up into the workforce. But we love coming out. We love speaking to universities specifically, and then any other local events where this expertise is needed, we will be there.
Awesome. That is amazing. So where can people go to find, like I said, updates on your schedule, where you guys are going to be, and what you guys are up to? Where can they go online to find you?
Great question. So number one is our website, coolmoneycoach.com. Great place to start. And what's something really important about our business is we want to be where the people are. So we're on social media. We have a LinkedIn page, and that's where we'll start posting our events. And something that Inga met, or something that we're working on, are our webinars, our info webinars, and our sessions that we're developing right now. And so that'll all be posted on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram, TikTok as well. So we try to be where people spend their time. And primarily we have our website that directs and kind of quarterbacks where we would like people to go. But then there's the different social channels where people can find us.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Now, if people are interested in working with you guys, is the website the best place for them to start as well?
Absolutely. Yep. There's a way to book a coach. There's ways to learn more. And we have lots of free options, downloadable content that is there, available, ready to go for budgeting, just for helper, with taxes, anything. We're starting to roll out more products on our website.
Awesome. Amazing. I love that concept. I mean, because you guys really are invested in really helping the people navigate that journey, because I always tell people that, finance is a journey, and it can be an emotional journey.
Absolutely.
So having help along the way definitely makes a huge difference. So before we wrap up, one of the things I wanted to ask about is, on the business side of it, because it's one thing to have a passion for what you do, and, you love the people, you want to help them. But what has it been like building a business around that passion?
Yeah, maybe I'll start here. I think it's been exciting, rewarding, and challenging. Building a business is a roller coaster. The first little book I got being introduced to the entrepreneurship world basically said that entrepreneurship is a roller coaster with ups and downs and loop-de-loops. And that certainly is true. It wasn't sugar-coated to me, and it's reality, but it's a rewarding reality. There's many obstacles, there's many opportunities that were provided, but then there's also many setbacks and many times where we don't know the answer, and we have to keep learning and keep figuring out everything from doing our business taxes to hiring to, getting a website up and going. There's so many aspects of running a business that you just don't learn and that you don't know until you actually dive in. So certainly it's been a journey, and it will be, and we get better every day, but there's definitely those times where you almost feel like you know it all, and then the next day you know nothing. So it's rewarding, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to the future, but it does have its bumps in the road.
Gotcha. Martin, what's been your perspective on that?
Yeah, I like the question of how do you blend a passion into your business, and I think number one is Inga and I are not discouraged when we have those bumps in the road, right? We know what the end goal of helping others is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are in it to truly help others, right? We're not in it to make all the money in the world right away. We don't really, that's not really on our radar. We're trying to really get our message out to help others. And I think the number one thing I've taken away from this is we hit roadblocks all the time. We think things are going to work and they don't. And we just try not to be discouraged. We just try to keep that energy. And I think keeping that energy is what drives us. We're very dedicated people. We work really hard, and we continue to try to roll out more value to our customers. And I think the number one thing I've learned is don't give up. Things are going to be rough. You're like, wow, this is not working out. And I've poured so much time into this. And especially when you're in that beginning startup phase, it just seems like you're never going to find your big break. But I think that what we found is if we just keep trying and pushing, we will find it. And, I think our goal to help others is what's key. And I think that other people can rally behind that. And when we meet new people, they say, wow, that's a cool message. How can I help you? And we're like, okay, we know we're doing something right. People are realizing this message is powerful. Let's keep at it.
Nice. I love it. And I think it's so true what you guys said about that roller coaster. I mean, it is a roller coaster, but it's a fun one when you start to learn how to navigate those loops and those turns. Well, before we wrap up, one final question I like to ask every guest that comes on is, when you think about your journey of, where you guys have been, where your business is now, and you think about where you're planning to take it in the future, what's one piece of advice that each of you would give to another business owner?
So I think number one, I would say, like I was mentioning before, don't give up. When you hit that roller coaster, when you have that uncertainty, and I know the first thing that came to mind is when you're on that roller coaster and you see that drop, right? You're like, oh my gosh, like I am scared out of my mind, right? And you're just going to start flying down. And then sometimes, that drop goes under, you don't see the end, right? It goes under the ground, or it goes behind something. You're like, you have no idea where it's going to go, right? And by the time that you whip around and you come out of the tunnel or whatever, you feel really excited. And I think that is where I'd like to point my advice is, when you're going down that uncertainty, keep at it. I know you're going to be scared. It's okay. But when you come out, you're always going to be exhilarated. And I think that is what I've learned, at least when we've worked on our company, is there's a lot of uncertainty. We get really nervous. We get scared that things aren't going to work. And sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, we come out of it and we're like, okay, we have energy. We're okay. We're still alive. At the end of the roller coaster, you get back at the station, you take off your harness, and you're ready to go and maybe go again, right? And that's kind of how our business works, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. We go down the bumpy road, but we come out of it and we're like, yeah, this is great. We could do that again. And so that's my advice: is keep at it. Don't give up.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well said, Martin. The one advice that I would give is to celebrate the small wins. I think taking a step back and acknowledging the progress made or the effort put in by the team, a small thank you goes a long way, and a small celebration really is exhilarating to continue and move forward. I feel like with startups, one of the advantages we have over other companies or bigger companies is there's this constant hustle and drive and, pushing forward to meet the next deadline. But with startups, we kind of have the ability to just take a small moment to celebrate because we are in control of our business. And it really, really does go a long way.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Both of the pieces of advice I think are brilliant. And in light of what Inga said of, just celebrating those small wins, for me, it's a huge win to have you guys on the show. And I also want to recognize and say, hey, thank you, Caitlin, for working and helping, pull this together. So thank you guys so much for being on the show. And before we wrap up, can you repeat your website one more time so people can find you guys online?
Absolutely. So it's coolmoneycoach.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Finance and Accounting Show. If you like what you heard, don't be selfish. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and then share this with a friend, because you know a business owner that could definitely use this insight. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and turn on the notification bell so you get all the updates when we release a new episode.